Stop what you're doing right now. Every time you reheat certain foods, you could be putting your health at serious risk, even increasing your chances of cancer. I've seen it happen firsthand. I'm doctor with over 30 years experience. In this video, I'm revealing the 7 foods you should never reheat. By the end, your approach to leftovers will completely change. Before we start, comment below, what's your favorite leftover food? You might be eating it the wrong way. I've spent decades in hospitals, labs, and nutrition clinics, studying how everyday food habits affect long-term health. The advice I'm about to give comes from real patient cases, scientific studies, and years of clinical observation. This is not fear-mongering, this is life-saving information. Why reheating can be dangerous. Many people assume reheating food is harmless. But here's the truth, when certain foods are reheated, chemical changes and bacterial growth can make them toxic. Nitrates in processed meats can convert into nitrosamines, potent carcinogens. Starch in rice and potatoes can produce acrylamide, linked to cancer. Proteins in eggs, chicken, and seafood break down, creating compounds that can harm your gut. Even if the food looks and smells fine, the danger is real. Have you ever gotten sick from reheated leftovers? Comment below, I read every response. I'm revealing the 7 foods you should never reheat. Number 1, rice. Let's start with rice. That leftover fried rice or steamed rice is more dangerous than most people think. The bacterium Bacillus cereus can survive cooking. If rice sits out, it multiplies. Reheating doesn't always kill it. Ingesting it can cause severe nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and even organ stress in extreme cases. Here's how to stay safe. Cook only what you need. Cool rice immediately after cooking. Store in the fridge in an airtight container. Reheat once only, to 165 degrees Fahrenheit 74 degrees Celsius minimum. Do you usually reheat rice? Number 2, processed meats, bacon, sausages, ham. Processed meats are next. These include bacon, ham, sausages, and deli meats. They contain nitrates and nitrites. When reheated, these compounds can form nitrosamines, which are strongly linked to stomach, pancreatic, and colorectal cancers. Avoid reheating processed meats. If you must, reheat once only and avoid high-heat frying. Limit consumption of these meats overall for your health. How often do you reheat bacon or ham? Type yes or no. Number 3, potatoes. Potatoes are tricky. Cooked and cooled potatoes can accumulate glycoalkaloids, especially in the skin. These are natural toxins that can irritate your gut. Left at room temperature, bacteria thrive, and reheating doesn't always neutralize them. Store cooked potatoes in the fridge immediately. Reheat once only. Avoid reheating potato salads left at room temperature. If you notice a bitter taste, discard it, that's a sign of toxin accumulation. Number 4, eggs. Eggs are next on our list. Whether hard-boiled, scrambled, or in omelets, reheating eggs can make them risky. Proteins in eggs break down when reheated, producing compounds that are hard to digest and may irritate your stomach. Microwaving eggs is particularly bad, it can make them rubbery and increase these harmful compounds. Eat eggs freshly cooked. If you need to store them, refrigerate immediately and reheat only once using low heat. Avoid leaving eggs at room temperature for more than 2 hours. Do you usually reheat eggs for breakfast? Fun fact overlay, eggs are one of the few foods that lose their nutritional value when overheated repeatedly. Number 5, spinach and leafy greens. Spinach and other leafy greens are incredibly healthy when eaten fresh. But when reheated, natural nitrates in these foods can convert into nitrosamines, which are carcinogenic. This risk is especially high if the greens are reheated multiple times or stored at unsafe temperatures. Cook greens fresh whenever possible. If you store them, refrigerate immediately and reheat once only at low heat. Avoid reheating for long periods, and never leave greens at room temperature. Number 6. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are high in protein and moisture, making them particularly sensitive to reheating. When reheated, proteins in mushrooms degrade, and toxins can form. This can lead to digestive upset, nausea, or in rare cases, severe foodborne illness. Cook mushrooms fresh for best results. Refrigerate promptly if storing, and reheat only once at medium heat. Never leave mushrooms sitting at room temperature for long periods. How often do you eat leftover mushrooms? Comment below. Number 7. Chicken and seafood. Finally, chicken and seafood. These foods are high in protein and moisture, perfect for bacterial growth. Leftover chicken or seafood left at room temperature can harbor Salmonella, Listeria, and E. coli. Reheating might not kill all bacteria, especially if not done to the correct temperature. Store cooked chicken and seafood in airtight containers in the fridge immediately. Reheat once only and ensure the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit. If in doubt, discard it. Freezing is also an option to extend shelf life safely. Long-term health risks of reheating foods. Now that we've covered the 7 foods, let's discuss long-term risks. Reheating these foods repeatedly can lead to nitrosamines, pancreatic, stomach, colorectal cancers. Acrylamide, kidney and liver stress. Digestive disorders, bloating, nausea, chronic gut inflammation. Bacterial infections, Salmonella, Listeria, E. coli. Studies suggest that long-term consumption of improperly reheated foods could increase cancer risk by 15 to 20% over decades. These aren't just numbers, these are real patients I've treated. To make this real, let's see what happens when we leave rice, chicken, and vegetables at room temperature and then reheat them. As you can see, even foods that look fine can be dangerous. Reheating doesn't always remove the risk, it just masks it. Now that you know the 7 foods to never reheat and the risks involved, let's talk about prevention. Remember, your health is your wealth, and small changes can make a huge difference. Here's what you need to do. Top 5 prevention tips. Cook fresh whenever possible, especially eggs, leafy greens, mushrooms, and seafood. Refrigerate immediately, don't leave food at room temperature for more than 2 hours. Reheat only once, repeated reheating increases toxins and bacteria. Use proper temperatures, internal temperature should reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius. Store in airtight containers, this slows bacterial growth and chemical reactions. Safe storage and reheating demonstrations. Let's get practical. Here's how to safely store and reheat different types of foods. Chicken/seafood, airtight container, reheat thoroughly, discard if uncertain. Leafy greens, refrigerate, reheat lightly at low heat. Potatoes and eggs, refrigerate, avoid prolonged storage. Notice how the method of storage and heating drastically affects safety. These are habits you can adopt immediately. Beyond reheating, your overall diet plays a huge role in reducing cancer risk. Here's what I recommend. Increase fresh fruits and vegetables, antioxidants help fight cancer. Limit processed meats, even without reheating, nitrates are harmful. Eat lean proteins, prefer freshly cooked chicken, fish, or plant-based proteins. Maintain hydration, proper digestion reduces toxin buildup. Avoid over-reliance on leftovers, cook what you need for freshness and safety. Which of these lifestyle changes can you implement this week? Now let's answer some common questions from my patients and viewers about reheating foods. Question: can I reheat fried rice if I stored it in the fridge overnight? Yes, but only once, and make sure it's steaming hot throughout. Question: what about reheating chicken multiple times? Never. Each reheating increases bacterial growth and toxin formation. Question: are microwaves safe for reheating eggs? Microwaves heat unevenly, making it risky. Reheat gently on the stovetop instead. Question: do frozen leftovers carry the same risk? Freezing slows bacterial growth but doesn't prevent chemical changes. Reheat only once. Why leftovers can be more dangerous than you think. Let's get deeper. It's not just bacteria. Chemical changes occur in reheated foods that can stress your liver, kidneys, and digestive system. For example, nitrosamines from reheated processed meats can trigger DNA damage in cells. Acrylamide from reheated starches like rice and potatoes can promote tumor growth in animal studies. Protein degradation in eggs and seafood can produce compounds that are harder to digest and may irritate the gut lining. Tips for making safe and healthy leftovers. If you love leftovers, here's how to enjoy them safely. Portion control: cook only what you need. Rapid cooling: use shallow containers for quick fridge cooling. Labeling: date your leftovers so you know how long they've been stored. Avoid stacking hot foods. This slows cooling and increases bacterial growth. Reheat evenly. Stir food while microwaving or use stovetop heating. Let me share a few real-life cases, anonymized, that demonstrate the risks of reheated foods. Patient with repeated nausea from leftover rice food poisoning confirmed. Patient with chronic gut inflammation linked to reheated seafood and eggs. Case of processed meat overconsumption and digestive distress. Have you ever experienced digestive issues from leftovers? Comment your story below. To recap, the 7 foods you should never reheat are: rice, processed meats, potatoes, eggs, spinach and leafy greens, mushrooms, chicken and seafood. Follow safe storage, reheat once only, and prioritize fresh cooking. Protect your long-term health, it's worth it. If this video is helpful to you, kindly hit that like button, subscribe for more health tips, and share this with friends and family.